시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 더 리더 염현석입니다. 호주는 다양한 종류의 풍부한 자원을 보유하고 있는 나라입니다. 오늘날처럼 세계 각국이 에너지와 광물 자원에 대한 수요를 지속적으로 확대하고 있는 상황에서 호주의 자원은 글로벌 시장에서 큰 주목을 받고 있는데요. 오늘 더 리더에서는 호주 연방 자원 및 북호주 메릴린 킹 장관을 모시고 한국과 호주가 시너지를 낼 수 있는 분야에 대해 이야기를 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 장관님 바쁘신 가운데 출연해 주셔서 정말 감사합니다. 혹시 그 시청자들을 위해 인사 한 말씀 부탁 좀 드리겠습니다.
It's wonderful to be here in Seoul. It's my first time to Korea. It's been a very welcoming city and a beautiful place, and I'm so honoured and privileged to be here in Korea. So hello to everyone, and thank you for watching this show today.
네, 그 다음으로 이제 호주와 한국과 협력에 대해 한번 이야기를 시작해 보고자 합니다. 우선 이런 에너지 분야에 대한 이슈입니다. 장관님이 보시기에 어떤 에너지 분야에서 한국과 협력이 가장 시너지가 날 것으로 보이시나요?
Very importantly, Korea and Australia have worked together for a long time in a couple of energy sources that are very important to both our countries. One is coal and the other is LNG or gas. And because of Korean investment into Australian coal and gas industries, we've been able to develop those industries for the Australian people to use, but very importantly, to be able to power the great cities of Korea and to provide energy and heating for the people of Korea. And that's something we've partnered on together for a long time, and we'll partner together for a long time to come. Other energy sources are also really important. I've spoken to companies here about their work in developing hydrogen as a source of energy for Korea. People watching may realise that Australia has a very small population compared to Korea, and so we can never consume as much energy as we're able to produce. So having partnerships and friendships and investment from Korea into Australian industries like coal and gas and hydrogen into the future and ammonia is going to be really important for my country, but also for the ROC. And I look forward to working with the Korean government, but also the companies that have offices right around Australia to be able to provide this energy for the people of Korea.
네, 호주에서 또 진행되는 산업 중에 우리나라에서 가장 중요한 분야가 또 이런 LNG입니다. LNG와 관련해서 여러 한국 기업들도 참여를 하고 있는 것으로 알고 있는데요. 이제 천연가스는 탈탄소 사회로 가는 징검다리 에너지 역할도 담당하고 있는데 호주는 생산국으로서 어떤 스탠스를 가지고 있는지 이와 관련해 바로사 가스진에 대한 판결 결과도 나왔는데 혹시 이에 대한 견해가 좀 있으실까요?
LNG is a really important energy source for both Australia and also for Korea and many other places in the region. It will absolutely form a part of the transformation of our energy systems. For Korea, it will be vital on your pathway to net zero emissions as it displaces other power sources. For Australia, it will be an insurance policy as well. We have the capacity to have more renewables than the ROC because we have more land that is free to be able to use renewables on. It is important for everyone to realise that every country will have a different pathway to net zero emissions by 2050, and we all need to work together to get there. So for Australia, a part of our role is providing and ensuring LNG is available to Korea on its decarbonisation pathway. So I support the LNG industry and the work they are doing in Korea and in Australia to decarbonise their operations and the energy that they produce. Very important energy source for this country. In relation to Barossa, that was a very important decision made by the Federal Court of Australia I deeply respect the legal processes in Australia. I used to be a lawyer myself. And if people have issues with some of the decision making, they are entitled to challenge that, and I respect that. But the Barossa case has been decided. The project is progressing. The company is working through the approvals process, as they always have done, and they will continue to do so. The approvals processes are really very important. We need to maintain strong environmental protections, as well as be mindful of the effects these projects have on traditional owners. I will wait and see how the Barossa project goes. I understand it is very important as an energy source for Korea, and there is a lot of work to be done, and we will obviously keep a watchful eye over this project.
네, 또 호주 하면은 여러 이렇게 공급망에 대해서 굉장히 중요한 나라가 되는데요. 호주의 공급망 중에 최대 장점 중 하나가 바로 무엇보다 안정적이고 친환경적이다를 꼽을 수 있을 것 같은데요. 이런 장점을 유지하기 위해 혹시 어떤 정책적 노력을 하고 계시나요?
Yes, high ESG standards are very important. They enable the wider community to have faith in the system that allows resources extraction, so it is very important to us. The ESG standards Australia have applied over many years, and they've got better over many years, and that's important. And I know in the Republic of Korea, you have these standards too, and that's really important as well to the work you're doing in steel making and other things. And I think in Australia, we also have high labour standards. Workers are paid well and they are safe, and that is really important because we want everyone that goes to work to come home at the end of the day. And that's important to Australians, and it's important to Koreans. To maintain these ESG standards, it's important we have very clear rules around what companies can and cannot do in relation to how they work within the environment, how they work within the local community, and the governance rules they have. And we as a government aim to maintain those high ESG standards. We know our friends in Korea maintain those high ESG standards, and we hope the rest of the resources industry around the world will seek to lift their ESG standards.
네, 이번에는 친환경과 관련해 호주가 가지고 있는 다양한 자원과 능력에 대해 알아보겠습니다. 또 하나 전 세계적으로 관심 받는 산업 중 하나가 바로 CCS, CCUS입니다. 호주는 탄소 포집 산업을 혹시 어떻게 생각하고 계시는지 좀 궁금합니다.
CCUS is very important. It will be very important to Australia's ambition to decarbonise our economy, and it will be very important to the economy of the Republic of Korea as well. CCUS has been recognised by the International Energy Agency as being absolutely essential for us all to reach net zero emissions by 2050. Our government supports the research and the work being done in CCS and new technologies. We have a number of projects underway, and private enterprise companies are working together to make sure we can sequester carbon into reservoirs that used to hold gas, and it's an exciting prospect for a means of decarbonising. And what I know is that we need to use all the things that are available to us to decarbonise, because it is more challenging for some countries than others, and we need to work together to reach net zero emissions by 2050.
그리고 재생에너지 역시 이런 넷제로 탄소 중립에 굉장히 중요한 건데요. 그런데 이제 재생에너지를 늘리기 위해서는 기본적으로 전력 분야에 대한 인프라 사업도 뒤따라줘야 합니다. 이 인프라와 관련해 호주 정부는 혹시 이런 뭐 지원 정책 이런 것들이 좀 있을까요?
Yes, the Australian government does have projects. We have a significant investment in what we call rewiring the nation. Like many countries, our transmission networks are old and need renewing, and we'll be investing into those transmission lines. And the government is also partnering with our state governments or provincial governments to make sure we have battery storage power available to suburbs and communities right around the country, as well as in industrial areas like the Pilbara and Kwinana in Western Australia, so that we can make sure we can make the most use and best use of our energy sources.
네, 공급망에 대한 이야기도 빠질 수가 없을 것 같습니다. 호주가 첨단 산업 분야의 공급망 사슬에서 매우 중요한 역할을 담당할 역량을 가지고 있습니다. 혹시 이건 글로벌 공급망 중에서 호주는 어떤 역할을 할 수 있을 것으로 생각하십니까?
Yes, Australia has an important role to play. We have unique geology, and that is the one thing no one can change. It is something we have been very fortunate to inherit. Something our rocks formed over billions of years. But also we have the expertise of a well-established, well-functioning and advanced resources industry. So we intend to play our part in securing global supply chains for our partners in the region so that we can create the green metals and the green technologies that we will all need to have a cleaner future, and that will require the resources sector. I've often said the road to net zero runs through the Australian resources sector, but we need our friends to help us. We need international investment, and I know we'll be partnering with companies in Korea and other companies in the region to make sure we can be part of that all-important security of supply chains. And we'll work with the United States as well on this very important project, because we need to diversify where we get a lot of these minerals and refined products from. It's an exciting time for this project.
또 아무래도 호주는 여러 자원들의 생산에 있어서도 많은 장점을 가지고 있습니다. 우리나라 입장에서도 아무래도 이런 자원들을 효율적으로 활용할 수 있는 인프라 구축이나 활용 범위에 대한 관심이 좀 높은데요. 한국과 호주는 어떤 시너지를 낼 수 있을까요?
There are many opportunities for the ROC and Australia to work together. We have worked together in the past for many, many decades in gas and iron ore, and these are really important commodities. Importantly, we share a new energy future, and that energy will be based on green metals, green minerals, as well as hydrogen and ammonia and renewables as well. So the really exciting thing, and something I think not all Australians know, and I don't know if the Korean people know, that Korean companies are investing already in Australia in renewable projects. And these are a really important part of the puzzle to decarbonise our economies. And there is so much opportunity to work together, and that's why I'm so glad to be here in Korea, and I know I will return to talk more about these important projects.
네, 자원부 장관 외에도 장관님은 또 북부 장관도 맡고 계시는데 제가 다윈을 한 2번 정도 가봤습니다. 예, 지리적 환경을 보면 호주 북부와 한국은 많은 분야에서 협력을 할 수 있을 것 같은데요. 뭐 관광부터 산업까지 전 분야에서 혹시 장관님은 어떤 분야가 가장 큰 시너지를 낼 것 같으신가요? 또 이와 함께 개인적으로 협력 관계가 깊어졌으면 하는 분야도 혹시 있으신가요?
Darwin is a beautiful city. I visit Darwin regularly too, and I can see why you like it. It's where so many cultures meet in Australia. It's a very northernmost city, and it is a real a fantastic reflection on the people and the pioneers that have grown Darwin over many years. Yeah, I agree. We can work together in developing Northern Australia. It's an extraordinary part of the world. It has beautiful landscapes, has so much mineral potential, So I see in tourism, absolutely, we can work together. It would be a wonderful thing that more Korean airlines might fly straight to Darwin. It would make my trip to here a little bit easier. But more importantly, it would make a great opportunity for tourism into the north. But, I'll leave that for others to discuss. In mining and in renewable energy, there is also many opportunities to work together in the north. There is a significant Korean diaspora in Northern Australia, and I look forward to working with that community as well to see how we might work on more projects together in the north of Australia.
이번에는 세계 정세로 시각을 조금 더 넓혀보도록 하겠습니다. 최근 탈탄소 경제 구축과 미국의 IRA 등 공급망 재편이 진행되면서 호주가 전 세계적으로 좀 주목을 받고 있습니다. 그 이유가 뭐라고 생각하십니까?
Australia has a very unique geology. We have abundant resources that the world needs at the moment. As we develop green energy technology, EV batteries for motor vehicles, wind turbines with the magnets that are required, very powerful magnets. So Australia has those resources, but it is a big challenge to get those resources out of the ground and to mine them and refine them. So that is why we work with our friends and partners around the world to seek investment to develop these projects. And that is what we've always done, whether it was with iron ore or gas as well. So we will continue to work with Korean companies and with others to develop those minerals that are absolutely required for us to reach net zero emissions by 2050.
네, 저도 호주의 다양한 자원 현장을 많이 가봤습니다. 가장 인상 깊었던 장면 중 하나가요, 바로 어마무시한 태양광 단지였습니다. 그래서 문득 드는 궁금한 점이요, 호주의 재생에너지 능력 어떻습니까?
Yes, the wind farms in Australia are massive because there's so much space available to put them in. So we are increasing our renewable energy capacity all the time. And since our government came in, we have encouraged more and more investment in solar farms and wind farms. And really importantly, companies from Korea are investing in this. I met with Korea Zinc yesterday. They have one of the world's largest zinc refineries in Townsville. But they have a project, Arc Energy, which has some 20 wind farms across Australia and 10 large solar farms. So that is just the start of how we can work together on solar and wind power. So it is a great partnership we can build together. There's much more opportunity in renewables for Korea and Australia to work together.
네, 장관님, 한국에 오셔서 광양에서 여러 시설들을 본 걸로 알고 있는데요. 한국의 이런 친환경 시설, 공장 시설을 보셨을 때 좀 어떠셨나요?
Yes, we travelled by train to the Gwangyong POSCO Steel Works, which is a remarkable thing to see. The largest steel works in the world here in Korea. So you should be very proud. Korea should be very proud of what it has achieved. They at that steelworks, they are also working on producing a lithium hydroxide plant in partnership with Pilbara Minerals, an Australian company. And it is that kind of cooperation and collaboration between our two countries producing green minerals that will go into EV batteries that is so important. So that's part of the friendly work that our countries are doing together, and that is very positive. But in relation to the steelworks themselves, it was amazing for me and really an honour to see the iron ore from Western Australia meet with the metallurgical coal from Eastern Australia in Korea to be made into steel for cars and for infrastructure and for all the things we need. So it was, I'm so pleased to have been. It was a remarkable trip.
네, 저는 호주와 한국이 협력을 하며 에너지, 환경, 첨단 산업 분야 등 다양한 산업 부분과 관광과 문화 등의 분야까지 많은 도움을 주고받을 수 있을 것으로 생각하고 있습니다. 장관님도 앞으로 호주와 한국이 많은 협력 관계를 맺을 수 있게 다양한 방식으로 힘을 써주실 것으로 생각이 되는데요. 마지막으로 오늘 출연하시는 소감과 또 목표가 있으시다면 한 말씀 부탁드리도록 하겠습니다.
There are many opportunities to increase our bilateral ties. It is one of the remarkable things about my country and Australia is that we welcome people from all around the world, and there are many people who are from Korea. We have a huge Korean diaspora that are a very important part of our community, and they spread Korean culture and, importantly, Korean food amongst the Australian community. So there is much opportunity to move, of course, well beyond the investments we share in iron ore and energy sources to arts and culture. And the Australian government will always work hard in maintaining that friendship and enjoying that friendship. And I look forward to it. For this year, there's a lot to do. There is a lot to do in the resources sector. We have challenges before us around developing the critical minerals supply chains with Australia, Korea and our other regional neighbours. So my priority this year is to make sure we build that industry so we have strong and resilient supply chains and that we will build our very special relationships here in Korea and throughout the regions because it's very important to Australia.
한국은 외부 자원에 의존하는 측면이 매우 강합니다. 자원이 풍부한 호주와의 협력은 한국의 경제적 안정과 발전에 상당한 기여를 할 것으로 기대되는데요. 앞으로 양국 간의 자원 교류와 기술 협력이 지속 가능한 발전의 핵심 요소가 될 것으로 기대하고 있습니다. 오늘 함께 해주신 메릴린 킹 장관님 정말 감사합니다. Thank you for your interview.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I enjoyed it a great deal.
Yeah.